few weeks, and really gratifying. I mean, feels great to get back in that win column. Really proud of our guys and happy for our guys. That's a happy locker room because our guys, we've talked about this all year, Dash. Our guys work. They consistently work. They consistently bring it. Their approach to practice and work overall daily is really good, as good as I've ever been around. Had another great practice last night. Pretty sharp shoot around this morning. Just had a lot of carryover. We saw a team that looked like that played like they practiced, and we need more of that. I thought we played with more maturity, as I was just telling Chuck, a little bit less emotional, better responses to a couple live ball turnovers. We took an F shot there midway through the second half in front of our bench. We all sprinted back for the most part. Did less pouting. You know, we've struggled with that. This team's really competitive, and that's why you've seen this team make a lot of runs. You know, we've given up some big leads, but we've also come back from sizable deficits, and that's, you know, it's kind of the mental makeup of this team, and we're working on, you know, continuing to be more even keel, responding to adversity in game a little bit better. Staying the course. Was probably the first game all season that I feel like everyone that we put in the game played well. You know, our starting five played well, and everyone off the bench played well. Everyone had a positive plus minus. And you know, not that I've come in here after other wins or losses and said, you know, I'm not. We're gonna be positive about our guys. I love our guys, you know, and you know, it's not like I'm gonna come here and say these two or three didn't play well. You know, there's been times though that, you know, certain guys don't play well, and whether we talk about it or not, everyone that played wearing a Georgia uniform tonight played well.
Quick
Really
follow-up
good
on
win
that.
for us.
Yeah. Quick follow-up, Coach, if you don't mind. You talk about keeping composure in the second half. I guess the number that jumped out at me was only 4 turnovers in the second half, which is something we haven't really seen in a long time.
Yeah, you know, we had a couple ill-advised there in the first half, but you know, we're trying to keep pressure on the defense and play with some tempo. And you know, Vanderbilt is very unique in their defensive approach, and they caused some problems. And I thought we settled in more in the second half, executed at a pretty high level in the half court, did a really good job with screening and cutting, and played with great composure. Again, with a lead on the road in the SEC, valuing the basketball. Was at a high level for us in the second half.
Mike, if you could just talk about sharp shoot arounds. Noah, another really nice game, especially from 3-point range. But what's clicking for him right now? Did you know that he was going to be such a big part, especially with the way their 3-point defense is?
You know, the way that he's played as of late, yeah, I think our entire staff and all of his teammates have a lot of confidence in what he's going to do really every game moving forward. You know, and I thought we had some other guys that stepped up to complement him too. Again, I thought all of our guards and wings played well. I thought our bigs did a really good job of playing with poise on saved bounces at the top of the key as we were running some of our elbow stuff as they're out there on the perimeter. Made really good decisions, set good screens, and the ball really moved. You know, it's not that we called Noah's number a bunch, called it a couple times, but we were really just running some continuity stuff where you know, several guys were touching it and sharing it.
Go to Mark Weiser, followed by Palmer Toms.
Mike, I know it might not have been the best or the best opponent you'll play this season, but you guys, for 40 minutes, do you think it was one of your better showings of the year? And what can be the carryover for Auburn?
No, you know, the final score might not indicate the fact that, again, I would argue it was our best performance of the year. I mean, because you could go back to the South Carolina win on the road. I'm not sure all of us played well. You know, I think this is the first time all year that everyone that played well. Yeah, I mean, to come in here and defend these guys at that level, and they made 11 threes. I thought we did a really good job guarding their actions, though, and the way we shared it, the way it moved. We didn't shoot it great, but, you know, but we made some shots. But overall, just our demeanor, our consistency, our mental toughness, our selflessness, I thought was as good as it's been all year.
Yeah, you've mentioned it a couple times, the team nature of it. 8 of 9 guys make multiple shots. Everyone that saw the court made at least one. Just what was the effect of that team basketball that you saw tonight?
I think that ball, as that thing moves, it energizes your team. It just does. And we're all human. We all want to touch the basketball. We all want to, we want to get shots. We want to be a part of the actions. And I think our guys did a pretty good job of just buying into our shot tonight. Again, off the top of my head, before you watch film, I only saw one shot in live play that I thought was kind of an average shot. I saw a lot of really good looks or the right one for that possession. But Vandy also, just like us, we allowed them to move it as we're trying to pack the paint in, and they did a good job of protecting the paint too. So they allowed the movement, and not every team in our league is like that. Saturday will certainly be different with with Auburn's extended pressure.
Go to Hank Tatum and then finish with Roger.
Coach, it was another game that you started Jalen and Russell down low, and the rebounding numbers were very good. Out-rebound Vanderbilt by 13 there. What was the difference, in what's been a deficiency for most of the year tonight?
I thought those guys just play hard. They threw their bodies around, and we finished stops with 2 hands, and it gives us a different look. Of course, we may not have the same spacing, the amount of skill level on the perimeter, although JJ's a very talented passer and Russ is a developing passer. He's gotten better throughout the year. We don't stretch it with 4 guys that shoot it, of course, when we play that lineup, but what we're a little different with JJ as a big cutter, an additional screener. I thought JJ played really well.
Question for Roger, are we good? All right, Mike, thanks and congratulations on the win.
Thank you, guys.
And
Appreciate
Jabri is here. He'll slide in and join us. And we'll start with Dash and go to Jack Leo.
All right. Hey, Jabri, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, I want to ask you, second half, y'all play some, pretty well early on in some of these games if y'all lost, but today y'all able to keep your composure, obviously a lot better. And you look at the numbers, and I think only 4 turnovers there in the second half, just about that part of it, and keep your composure second half where it's kind of bit y'all a little bit in the last few games.
I feel like us leaders, and not just the older guys, everybody on the team hasn't been satisfied with the way that we have started second half. So we put an emphasis on trying to get stops defensively in the second half. We feel like our offense was flowing really well, and we felt like we were going to score in the second half. That was kind of a given. So we really put an emphasis on trying to get stops in the second half, and I think we did a good job, especially getting off to a good start.
Cool, thanks.
Jabri, just what exactly is the pulse in the locker room right now? I mean, is it relief? Is it excitement? Mixture of both? What's the feeling?
Yeah, we're happy. Anytime you get a win in the SEC, it's a good feeling. Especially after dropping several in a row, it's a good feeling. And we're gonna have some confidence going into Saturday.
All right, we'll go to Mark Weiser and then Palmer Toms.
Hey, Jabri, congratulations. What can be the carryover? What kind of things did you learn about the team tonight that you can take into the next game and try to put another W up there?
I think just starting second halves better. Going into Auburn, we showed that we can come out both halves with the defensive mentality, getting stops and scoring. And I think, just trying to show that we can do that multiple games in a row. And it's going to start with Auburn. We were happy with the way we started both halves tonight, and we got to do a good job of trying to duplicate that on Saturday.
Coach had mentioned it a couple of times that he just felt like everyone played well. 8 of 9 guys get involved on the offensive side with multiple shots, all 9 make shots. Do you feel like that involvement of everyone in the overall team aspect there carried over to that defensive end where y'all were all feeling like you were so involved already?
Yeah, I would say so. I think it was good for everybody to see the ball go in, and we were able to play everybody, and everybody was able to score. And naturally, when you're scoring a little bit, you start playing better defense, and that's something that we're working on. When we're not scoring, we got to do a good job of playing defense. But I think us making some shots early, get some stops early, help field our defense in the second half, and everybody, you know, kind of was in a rhythm. So everybody had their confidence going. So I think it was good for us.
We'll wrap up with Hank Tatum.
Noah had another good night. He had 17 in the first half. Wasn't able to do too much there in the second. But when he's able to shoot the ball the way he was in the first, how important is that for the team to kind of create his own shots there?
Huge. We rely on him heavily offensively. He's a really good offensive player. And when he has it going, we try to feed him as much as we can because we know how good of a scorer he is, and we know, we know how he can get it going. So tonight it was his night, and he wasn't able to kind of duplicate some of the looks he had in the second half, but other people stepped up. DJ did good in the second half, I thought. RJ was good as well. Justin, Silas, Blue, everybody was able to pick it up in the second half after Noah's huge first half.
All right. Thanks, Jabri.